What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to show you guys where to get all the pets for the new achievement added in 6.1, Raiding with Leashes 3, Drinkin from the Sunwell. Now, long story short, you have to go through Black Temple, you have to go through Sunwell, and you have to go through Battle for Mount Hyjal. But I'm going to show you guys where all the instances are, what bosses drop the pets, and what the pets look like, and the names, and everything else like that. Of course, Black Temple is located at the bottom of Shadowmoon Valley in Outland, and you have to come in like right at, I guess it's like through the side of the wall, because like I mean you guys know Akama, like he can never come through with anything, and so it's not like we can come in through the main gates like like the champions we have to come in through the side of Illidan's house like a raccoon. But we're gonna just kind of forget about that. Anyway, it's right here as you guys can see. You just go right in through there. And the first boss actually drops the first pet here. And this one is actually pretty easy to deal with. Well, they're all going to be easy to deal with, but this instance is very easy to run. And it's the Leviathan Hatchling. And High Warlord and Naj'entus drops this. Now, most of these bosses have mechanics, but you're not going to know it because, oh, he's dead, so it doesn't matter, right? And so a lot of these, like, I didn't really want to talk too much about mechanics. I might mention a couple things, but this drops, I think it's like the Leviathan egg. Yeah, there it is. And so you just click those and learn them. And also, I do want to mention, you can trade these with your friends. And so, like, it's like Pokemon. You guys remember that back in the day? Like Pokemon, trading with your Game Boys. And so if your friends get, like, one pet that you don't have, they can learn that pet. And by the way, I'll tell you guys the rest of that. And next boss here is Supremus, and he drops Abyssius, and that's the next pet that you need. Like, this Supremus is the second boss, right? And so it's not really a big deal. Anyway, so if you have a friend who's also got some of the other pets, you can trade them back and forth, and all you have to do is learn it once, and then you get credit for the achievement, okay? And so that's pretty cool, and so you might want to definitely look into that if you've got some good friends that you can trust with your little pets here. Okay, now the next one, guys, this is really annoying, okay? And the reason for that is that it's one boss drops 3 different pets, okay? And so you guys might know the Reliquary of Souls. This is actually one of my favorite boss fights in the entire game. And I mean, mainly just because it looks cool. I think it looks cool. And so the first one it's going to drop is a Fragment of Anger. And it's not like, from what I know, like I'm pretty sure, okay, because I've gotten 2 of the 3, haven't got the third one. There's nothing that you can do. It's not like, oh, if you jump in a circle 3 times and backpedal through the whole instance, you're going to get the fragment of desire or something like that. No, I mean, like, you just kill it and there's a chance to get each one. So that kind of sucks because it kind of cuts your chances of getting the one you need into 3. But running this is pretty easy to do. And there's the fragment of desire, and each of them look a little bit different, and they also have different pet abilities, and so that's pretty cool too. I've run this. Okay, so I've run this on, I think, 6 characters. I've done all 3 of the instances 6 times, and I've gotten, I think, like 2 of these, no, 3 of these, but 1 was a repeat. And then I've also gotten, I'm trying to remember what the last one was. I got the one from Naj'entus a few times, but I haven't gotten any of the ones from Sunwell, which is unfortunate. I haven't gotten one from Archimonde or Asgalor either, and so that was pretty frustrating because I have to go through Battle for Mount Hyjal, and I hate doing Battle for Mount Hyjal. But anyway, you can pretty much expect to see yourself in Black Temple here pretty often. But as I said, like, I mean, if you guys, you can even buy one off the auction house and then learn it and then resell it. And obviously that's kind of a risky thing because you don't really know if you're going to be able to resell it or not. But it is an option that you have. Now, I'm doing it on this character, like, primarily, like, I record, like, a bunch of different kills, so it'll be on different characters, but I'm doing it mostly on this level 90 character, just to illustrate that this is very easy to do. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I don't think that there's a single boss in here, except for maybe Brutallus, that kind of has a lot of health, but it doesn't even really matter. That would give you any real trouble as a level 100 character, and even as a level 90 character, unless you're in like full greens and blues, like you should have no trouble being able to clear this without a problem. And so there's the essence of fragment of anger, and that's going to give you the little one that's angry, and I guess yeah. And also I was able to do the other one on my druid, and I got the fragment of desire, and so I just need the fat guy, the fragment of of suffering. And so anyway, the last one that you get in Black Temple is from Mother Shahraz, and so at least you don't have to kill the last 2 bosses, and I haven't gotten her, so I have to go back through this and do this all again, and it's the Sister of Temptation. And so that's just a miniature succubus, and I don't think we have any pets that are miniature succubi. I think that's the plural. And so that's pretty cool that now there's one added, and I have not gotten this one yet, unfortunately. But that's what it looks like, as you guys can see on the screen there. And so I'm definitely looking forward to getting that one, And so the next place we're going to look is Battle for Mount Hyjal, and this is in the Caverns of Time in Tanaris. And you just come all the way down here, and there's a bunch of trees, and you go inside this instance. Now, for some people who might not have ever been in here before, I will explain how this works. Now, you're going back in time. This is actually a Warcraft 3 scenario, or like mission that you're able to do. And so as soon as you get inside here, there's a vendor for the tier 6 gear right over there. And don't worry about that gate. You just walk right through the secondary portal, and you have to talk to Jaina here, and she's going to start the event. Now, the way that this instance is going to work is it pretty much sends out waves after waves after waves. And you have to make sure that you just kill all the guys in the wave. The next wave spawns. There's 8 waves and then a boss, right? It's very, very simple. And the first guy that drops a pet in this instance is going to be, I think it's a Anetheron. Yeah, Anetheron. He's one of the Dreadlords. I was actually hoping that we could get a mini Dreadlord, but I guess that wouldn't really be very fitting for a Dreadlord. And he drops Stinkrot, and Stinkrot is just a little ghoul. And I don't really think that we have any ghouls either. And Anetheron actually casts Infernals. Like I remember back whenever I was level 70, he actually cast Infernals. The reason I'm telling you guys that is you're never going to know that if you do this boss, because he's going to be dead like before it even happens. I think it takes like a minute and a half for him to actually cast the Infernals. And so anyway, the next boss that drops a pet is going to be Asgalor, and he's the 4th boss. And he drops the Grotesque, and it's a miniature gargoyle, and so that's pretty nice to have. I still have not gotten that one either, by the way. I've gotten 2 of the Stinkrots, though, and so maybe I'm probably going to sell all of them today before they go down in price. Hopefully not everybody has the same idea that I do, but pretty sure they do. Either way, so you kill him. I think that he used to put like a doom curse on you, and like it would kill you after a minute. Maybe that was Khazar-Gal, but I don't remember. One of the two. And so anyway, he also will drop. I think he drops like tear gloves or something. Yeah, tear gloves. It might have been from Khazar-Gal, but either way, it doesn't even really matter. And I do want to show you guys something that's important to know for Archimonde in case you have very low DPS. And if you go over here, instead of going right over to where Archimonde is channeling to the World Tree, and you talk to Tyrande Whisperwind, you're going to go ahead and you're going to be able to get something called the Tears of the Goddess. And what that's going to do is that Archimonde used to do something called, I think it was called an air burst. And what it would do is it would knock somebody up in the air, and they would have to click on the Tears of the Goddess before they hit the ground. And it was kind of like a skill thing. And like back then, everybody was playing on potatoes. And so it was like also like kind of making sure that you don't hit the ground on accident because you're doing it at like 5 FPS or something like that. And so you click on the Tears of the Goddess, and so if he does do the air burst and knocks you up in the air, just go ahead and click on the Tears of the Goddess, and it will slow your movement speed for a couple seconds, and make sure that you click on it as you're about to hit the ground, or like about like a second before you hit the ground, and so that way you don't just stop yourself in the middle of the height of it, and then you'll still fall down because it only lasts for a couple of seconds. And Archimonde is going to drop the Hyjal Wisp, and it's just basically it's a wisp, the same as just like all the other Night Elf wisps, and you guys will see all the little the wisps surrounding him. And I have not gotten this one either yet, unfortunately. And I'm pretty sure this one will sell for a pretty good amount of money. You have to wait to kill him actually, and I just cut right through it. But as you can see, it's not really too big of a deal. This boss was really, really hard to do. And I remember whenever he did the air burst, it was still hard. But just make sure that you pick up the Tears of the Goddess if you're having trouble with that. The last place we're going to go to is Sunwell here, and Sunwell is located in the Isle of Quel'Danas, and it's at the top of Eastern Kingdoms. Now, you can just fly up there. I think everybody automatically has a flight path learned, as well as there's also a portal inside of Shahraz, and I think I'll kind of show it off the screen, not really, at the end of the video. And the first boss in Sunwell that drops a pet is Brutallus. Now, Brutallus used to be like the main DPS check of Sunwell. This was like the first really hard boss, and so it's actually funny, very nostalgic for me to go back here because this was the first boss that I did with my my old guild whenever I joined them very, very long time ago. And he drops the Sunblade Micro-Defender, and so it has the same model as the guys that are patrolling around right as soon as you enter the instance. And Kael'thas and all the other bosses are very easy to kill. It would be very odd for me to expect that people would have trouble killing these bosses. But if you guys do have some sort of trouble killing one of these bosses, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll tell you what you might need to know. The next boss that drops a pet here are the Twin Eredar, and they drop the Wretched Servant pet, and you have to kill one of them and then the other one. After you kill one of them, then the other one will gain full health. Make sure that you don't kill them with the same hit, as I think that might make them not drop loot or something. But just to be safe, make sure that you kill one, then the other. And these guys also did not drop the pet, unfortunately. Now the last one we're going to look at here is actually this boss was this was the boss. I remember I was watching a video of people talking about how much of a cock block this boss was, and it's Muru. And Muru drops whenever you go up to his room here, there's going to be those chaos dogs or something like that. I think they're I actually forgot what their name is, but the pet is called the Chaos Pup, and it's a miniature one of those. And so I think it looks pretty cool. I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting that one because I always like that little model. Now, Muru is also a very easy fight now, but he actually, just to let you guys know, he was actually probably one of the hardest fights in the entire instance here whenever he came out, and so it's always cool to see that. Well, yeah, I actually never got to do him at level 70 before he was nerfed or anything, because I was a noob. And so anyway, after you kill him, I'd not gotten a pet from him either. Oh, by the way, I did this on my druid, and I got the bow, the legendary bow on my druid, the same druid that got the warglaive. And so that's a cool story. But anyway, after you get all, what are they? All of the, I can't even count them. There's a lot of them. After you get all of these different pets, you're going to be able to get cute. And it's pretty much the same model. It's a Naru model. It's the same as the doll in Shahraz City. And so I think that that's pretty cool. I've had a good time going back and doing all these instances, and I'm definitely going to be having a really, really good time if I'm able to sell some of these pets that I've gotten today for a good amount of money. And so anyway, I wish you guys luck in getting the pets, hopefully better luck than myself. And anyway, if you get all of them, as I said before, you get this Naru pet. Now, I don't really know how well these pets are going to fare in pet battles, but I would assume that it might be not too bad. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I've got. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.